My boarding pass disappeared from my phone an hour before the airport Uber arrived. 1 second it was there. Glowing green checkmark, Terminal B, Group 3. And the next it was a gray rectangle that said, "This trip is no longer available." 10 minutes later, a stranger in a navy windbreaker buzzed my apartment and asked for me by full name. He handed me a manila envelope with the careful politeness people save for hospital rooms and court hallways. I didn't need to open it to know what it was. I opened it anyway. Petition for dissolution of marriage. No fault. The line for grounds was a sentence as bland as a hospital wall. The date stamped at the top was today. His birthday. I stood there in a linen tank and white jeans, my suitcase open on the rug, bikini still in plastic. A box with a ribbon sat on the kitchen island where a cake should have been. Last week I'd ordered him a watch with C+L, still us engraved on the back. I hadn't wrapped it yet. I hadn't even taken off the sticker. Caleb and I have been married 4 years. He turns 32 today. He is the person who fills the gas tank when he returns the car and who texts landed and on my way without being asked. He is also the person who said a month ago, "It would mean a lot if you were here on my birthday," and I said, without looking up from a hotel review, "I already booked Miami with the girls. We'll celebrate the weekend after." He stared at me like I'd told him I was moving to Mars. "You booked it on my birthday week?" "It just worked out that way," I said as if the calendar were a storm. "Flights were cheap." "Flights were cheap," he repeated like testing out a hinge. "Come on," I told him. "We don't even do birthdays like that." He said, "I do." I should explain. I'm not the villain who set out to break his heart. I'm the idiot who convinced herself that adulthood meant everything was interchangeable. Dinners can be moved, celebrations can wait. Love can be rescheduled for better deals. It started as a group chat joke. Hot girls reset, Miami in June? And calcified into deposits and an itinerary spreadsheet with pastel color coding that made me feel organized instead of selfish. Caleb didn't yell when I told him. He did that quiet thing that makes me want to scratch at the walls. "I booked your flight with my points," he said a week later, neutral as a weather app. "Do you want the aisle or the window?" He asked it like he was testing whether I was going to hand him a match and then blame him for the fire. This morning, the boarding pass vanished. I refreshed. I swore. I called the airline and the robot voice said, "Refunded to original form of payment." I was mid-complaint bubble to the girls. "You are not going to believe this." When the buzzer rang and the envelope found my hand, I called Caleb. I broke our email only for serious conversations rule because this felt like a siren. He didn't pick up. He sent a text that looked like a spreadsheet someone taught how to be kind. "I canceled the flight I purchased. You're free to rebook with your card if you still want to go. Papers are service, so I don't have to keep repeating myself. No social posts. No group chat advocacy. Email only for logistics. There's a key envelope on the counter. Please leave it when you head out. I'm at my sister's for the week. The watch arrived, keep it." I forgot the part where he can be exact without being cruel. I always forget that part until it's standing in my kitchen in triplicate. The Miami group chat lit up. "Maya, girl, what?" "Jess, he canceled your flight?" "Me. He used his points to buy it. He can cancel it." "Leah, are you coming or not? Our dinner residential is locked." "Maya, don't go." "Jess, don't not go because he's being petty." "Maya, she's been petty for a month." I put the phone face down because if I stared at that longer I was going to pick a worse version of myself and wear it all week. The watch box glared at me. I took the sticker off and read the engraving I picked after scrolling for 20 minutes. Still us. I had not been still us in a while. I had been me, plus whoever was in the room. Caleb tried to tell me for weeks without insulting me. "Postpone it," he said once. "Please. I don't care if it's dinner at home. I just don't want to blow out candles with your luggage by the door." I laughed because the girls were on speaker, and I couldn't be the one who backed down. "Babe," I said. "You're a grown man, not a Halloween party. We can celebrate later." He bought groceries anyway. He made a dinner reservation, and kept it under my calendar like a secret he wanted to surprise me with. He sent his sister a text that said, "Lou, are you free Friday? Might do a small thing." She replied with 27 confetti emojis and a cake photo. He bought himself a new shirt like a person who thinks something will be worth dressing up for. He canceled one flight. He never fought me for the rest. He called a lawyer. He asked the server to hold his reservation because someone else would enjoy the lamb, even if I didn't. I opened my laptop and the email was already there, timed like he knew I'd go looking. Subject: today/logistics/boundaries. Flights: I canceled the ticket bought on my points. The refund goes back to my account. I didn't touch your hotel. Do as you wish. Home: I'll stay at my sister's through Sunday. Please don't be here tonight. If you need to grab something urgent, text urgent and I'll step out. Otherwise, email what you need. I'll arrange a pickup time. Service: petition is no fault. I'm not listing birthday as a reason in a document. I'm listing, we are no longer aligned. Money: I'll continue splitting bills through the first. After that, I'll route everything through the joint account until we agree on a separation plan or move to mediation. Ask: don't turn this into content. Don't campaign with friends. If you want to talk, request a time by email. I'll show up with a list and an exit time. C. It is possible to be so decent that it makes the person across from you feel like a thief. I'm not pretending I didn't think about rebooking anyway, and sending him a photo from the gate out of spite. I dragged my suitcase to the door and stood there, staring at the doormat we picked together, and realized I was about to become a woman who flies to a beach to brag about how independent she is while her husband eats takeout alone on his birthday because I don't do birthdays like that. I texted the girls, "I'm not coming." Jess sent a skull emoji and "Girl, you are going to regret this." Maya replied, "You're already regretting other things. Do the right one." I cried so hard my throat burned because I am dramatic when the audience gets small. At 5:40 p.m., I put on a dress he likes and walked to the restaurant he'd reserved because I am still the kind of person who hopes a gesture can outrun a choice. The hostess looked at the screen, and then at me with the face you reserve for weather alerts. "I'm sorry," she said. "That reservation was canceled this morning." "Understood," I said, because crying at a hostess is a crime. I walked home and found a bag by the door. Inside was a folded note. "Please don't be here tonight. Cake is in the fridge. Invite someone or don't." See, the cake was the exact one I have pinned. Dark chocolate, raspberry layers, too pretty to eat. I cut a slice and it tasted like consequence. At 7:12 p.m., an email pinged. Subject: Happy birthday, I know you won't read this now. I typed, "I'm sorry I made you an afterthought. You asked for a Thursday evening, and I turned it into a bargaining chip. You were clear and I was cruel. I won't justify it. I won't go to Miami. I'll be at my sister's tonight. If you want to talk next week, I'm here. If not, I'll respect the process." I stared at the draft for 5 minutes and sent it before Pride could edit. He did not reply that night. He didn't post a photo of a single candle burning on an empty table, so people could comment, "You're better off." He didn't tell his mother I'm a monster or his sister that I ruined everything with confetti. He ate the price of the canceled flight, and the non-refundable deposit on the cake, and the lawyer retainer, and the years he can't rearrange. In the morning there was an email. "Thank you for not going. Thank you for the apology. I need time, and I need a partner who chooses the day that matters to me without being marketed to by a group chat. We'll talk next week." I'm not promising anything beyond logistics. C. We met Tuesday in the park where we walk on Sundays when we remember we're a team. He wore the new shirt. He didn't hug me. He sat and listened while I tried to stitch a wound with words. I kept telling myself birthdays are for kids. I said, because if I say they matter then it matters that I ignored yours. He nodded like a teacher who knows the student finally read the assignment. "You taught me I'm optional," he said, not unkindly. "I don't want to be married to someone who believes that. I don't know if I still am." "I'll follow your lead," I said, which is either maturity or exhaustion. "Tell me what you need and I'll do it." I need to see 6 months of you choosing me when it's inconvenient, he said. Not presents. Presents. Not rescheduling. Showing up. If that sounds like a test, fine. I won't marry a shrug. He wins. Not because he got me arrested at the gate or roasted me online, but because he canceled one ticket and refused to compete with a beach. He drew a line that looked like a calendar. Pick me today, or stop pretending you'll pick me later. He did the terribly adult thing and served papers on his birthday instead of letting me keep promising to be better. After Miami, I didn't rebook. I called my sister and asked if I could sleep on her couch for a week while nerves left my body. I took down the Miami countdown story and didn't replace it with a Notes app hostage video about growth. I told the girls, in the chat I'll probably mute for a while, that I messed up and I'm not asking them to take my side. I sent the watch to his sister with a card. If he wants it, please give it to him when he's ready. If not, return it. I'll sell it and put the money toward the lawyer I'll need either way. She sent back a heart and nothing more, which felt like the right-sized kindness for now. Maybe we will end in a courtroom with signatures, and a judge who sees two decent people who forgot how to make each other feel chosen. Maybe he will forgive me in a way that looks like weather. Steady, not performative. And we will build smaller rituals that matter more because we show up. Either way, I learned that the later I kept counting on is where love goes to die. People don't need cake every day. They do need you to keep a promise on the day that matters to them, even if flights are cheaper on Thursday. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. She blew off his birthday for a girls' trip, and he didn't explode. He calmly canceled the ticket he bought, served no-fault papers, and set adult boundaries. He chose respect over begging, and that's why he wins. If you liked this video, please subscribe for more. Thanks and see y'all tomorrow.